Hey guys, welcome back. This is Twisted Princess. We are back with the Stanley Parable. We are on part 2 of
what could it mean?
This
Stanley decided to
interesting...
go to the meeting room.
I don't even know what to
Perhaps
call
he had
this
simply
game.
missed a memo.
I'm so confused anymore. But we still have a narrator. It's okay. We're not going to starve to death yet.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left. This was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly
We've done
well.
this.
Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to
Yes,
admire
that's
it.
exactly what we wanted to do. We wanted to stop by the employee room.
Yes, this room. What a beautiful, but eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left.
Nope.
Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't 5 years ago.
I wanted to see what was in this room last time when I thought following his directions would get me somewhere. Okay.
Look, Stanley, I think perhaps we've gotten off on the wrong foot here. I'm not your enemy, really, I'm not. I realize that investing your trust in someone else can be difficult, but the fact is that the story has been about nothing but you all this time.
Well, maybe
There's
I do.
someone you've been neglecting, Stanley. Someone you've forgotten about. Please, stop trying to make every decision by yourself. Now, I'm not asking for me, I'm asking for her.
Who's
This is
her?
it, Stanley. Your chance to redeem yourself. To put your work aside. To let her back into your life. She's been waiting.
Oh, shit.
That's her, Stanley. You need to be the one to do this. To reach...
I don't hear anything. Oh.
Oh, Stanley, is that you? Hold on, sweetie. Sorry to keep you waiting. I'm just pulling the bread out of the oven. All right. Okay, there we go. All right, now, I want you to come in and tell me all about your day.
Gotcha!
You
oh, come
bitches.
on. Did you actually think you had a loving wife who'd want to commit their life to you? I'm trying to make a point here, Stanley. I'm trying to get you to see something. Come inside. Let me show you what's really going on here.
Okay.
This is a very sad story about the death of a man named Stanley. Stanley is quite a boring fellow. He has a job that demands nothing of him, and every button that he pushes is a reminder of the inconsequential nature of his existence.
I don't want to press 8.
Look at him there, pushing buttons, doing exactly what he's told to do. Now he's pushing a button. Now he's eating lunch. Now he's going home. Now he's coming back to work. One might even feel sorry for him, except that he's chosen this life.
I don't...
But in his mind, in his mind he can go on fantastic adventures.
Well, no
From
shit.
behind his desk, Stanley dreamed of wild expeditions into the unknown, fantastic discoveries of new lands. It was wonderful. And each day that he returned to work was a reminder that none of it would ever happen to him.
Really?
And so he began to fantasize about his own job. First,
can't watch
he imagined
TV.
that one
There's
day
no
while
TV.
at work, he stepped up from his desk to realize that all of his co-workers, his boss, everyone in the building had suddenly vanished off the face of the earth. The thought excited him terribly. So he went further. He imagined that he came to 2 open doors and that he could go through either. At last, choice. It barely even mattered what lay behind each door. The mere thought that his decisions would mean something was almost too wonderful to behold.
Wow.
As he wandered through this fantasy world, he began to fill it with many possible paths and destinations. Down one path lay an enormous round room with monitors and mind controls. And down another was a yellow line that weaved in many directions. And down another was a game with a baby. And he called it the Stanley Parable. It was such a wonderful fantasy,
else changed?
and so in his head, he relived it again, and then again, and again, over and over, wishing beyond hope that it would never end, that he might always feel this free. Surely there's an answer down some new path, mustn't there be? Perhaps if he played just one more time.
Okay.
But there is no answer. How could there possibly be? In reality, all he's doing is pushing the same buttons he always has. Nothing has changed. The longer he spends here, the more invested he gets, the more he forgets which life is the real one.
Fine.
And I'm trying to tell him this, that in this world he can never be anything but an observer, that as long as he remains here, he's slowly killing himself. But he won't listen to me. He won't stop. Here, watch this. Stanley, the next time the screen asks you to push a button, do not do it.
Does he not understand that not only is the Stanley character not capable of not pushing buttons, I don't know how long I cannot push the button. Oh.
You see? Can he just not hear me? How can I tell him in a way that he'll understand that every second he remains here, he's electing to kill himself? How can I get him to see what I see? How can I make him look at himself?
Give me a mirror.
I suppose I can't, not in the way I want him to. But I don't make the rules. I simply play to my intended purpose, the same as Stanley. We're not so different, I suppose. I'll try once more to convey all this to him. I'm compelled to. I must. Perhaps, well, maybe this time he'll see. Maybe this time. And I tried again, and Stanley pushed a button. And I tried again, and Stanley pushed a button. And I
Uh-oh. Oh no, not again.
I can't wait to tell this story to my co-workers, Stanley thought. How amusing they'll find it. Oh, won't we all just laugh and laugh at the time I thought everyone had gone missing?
Yeah. We're asleep in bed and we're living a nightmare.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Fuck it, we'll go to the door on the left. I've been in the door on the right, it doesn't change anything. I've been to the door on the left, it doesn't change
Yet
anything.
there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might find an answer there.
Oh wait, we're supposed to be going to the office, but I want to read. We need less reviews. I think that's a stupid idea. More water coolers, more water cooler heaters. Work harder, hard worker. Crafts about things and money. Wow. Okay, we're going to the boss's office again. Wait.
Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
It looked like a button. I thought I found a button.
But Stanley just couldn't do it. He considered the possibility of facing his boss, admitting he had left his post during work hours. He might be fired for that. And in such a competitive economy, why had he taken that risk? All because he believed everyone had vanished? His boss would think he was crazy. And then something occurred to Stanley. Maybe, he thought to himself, maybe I am crazy. All of my co-workers blinking mysteriously out of existence in a single moment for no reason at all. None of it made any logical sense. And as Stanley pondered this, he began to make other strange observations. For example, why couldn't he see his feet when he looked down?
Oh, I hate
Why
games
did
like
doors
that.
close automatically behind him wherever he went? And for that matter, these rooms were starting to look pretty familiar.
Yes,
were
they were
simply
repeating.
No, Stanley said to himself, this is all too strange. This can't be real. And at last, he came to the conclusion that had been on the tip of his tongue. He just hadn't found
wanna
the
go that
words
way.
for it. I'm dreaming!
Yes.
He yelled. This is all a dream. Oh, what a relief Stanley felt to have finally found an answer, an explanation.
We're just gonna sit in the
His
corner.
co-workers weren't actually gone. He wasn't going to lose his job. He wasn't
We'll just
crazy
hide
after
here.
all. And he thought to himself, I suppose I'll
urban
wake up soon.
chair.
I'll have to go back
just
to
can't
my
fit my
boring
ass in
real-life job
it.
pushing buttons. I may as well enjoy this while I'm still
Wait, that's if I
lucid.
even have an ass in this
So,
room, right?
he
I don't have
imagined
feet.
himself flying and began to gently float above the ground.
Oh, shit.
Then he imagined himself soaring through space on a magical star field, and it too appeared. It was so much fun.
Ooh, yay!
And Stanley marveled that he had still not woken up. How was he remaining so lucid?
Aw,
And then
they took away
perhaps the strangest
stars.
question of them all entered Stanley's head. One he was amazed he
Why
hadn't
is there a
asked
car in
himself
this room?
sooner. Why is there a voice in my head dictating everything that I'm doing and thinking? Now the voice was describing itself being considered by Stanley, who found it particularly strange. I'm dreaming about a voice describing me, thinking about how it's describing my thoughts, he thought. And while he thought it all very odd and wondered if this voice spoke to all people in their dreams, the truth was that, of course,
I
this
can't
was
jump.
not a dream. How could it be? Was Stanley simply deceiving himself? Believing that if he's asleep, he doesn't have to take responsibility for himself?
Give me my box of
Stanley
stuff. I'm the one
is
that was
as
fired,
awake
right?
right now as he's ever been in his life. Now, hearing the voice speak these words was quite a shock to Stanley. After all, he knew for certain, beyond a doubt, that this was in fact a dream.
The chair's more
Did
the
the voice
quarter
not
this
see him
time.
float and make the magical stars just a moment ago? How else would the voice explain all that? This voice was a part of himself too. Surely, if he could just... He would prove it. He would prove that he
Give me a
was
drink.
in control, that this was a dream. So he closed his eyes gently, and he invited himself to wake up. He felt the cool weight of the blanket on his skin, the press of the mattress on
Restart
his
number
back,
what?
the fresh air of a world outside this one. Let me wake up, he thought to himself. I'm through with this dream. I wish it to be over. Let me go back to my job. Let me continue pushing the buttons. Please.
Yes.
It's all I want.
More
I
buttons
want
to
my
push.
apartment, and my wife, and my job. All I want is my life exactly the way it's always been.
No, I just want to push
My
buttons.
life is normal. I am normal. Everything will be fine. I am okay.
He's not okay. Damn it.
Stanley began screaming. Please, someone, wake me up. My name is Stanley. I have a boss. I have an office. I am real. Please, just someone tell me I am real. I must be real. I must be. Can anyone hear my voice? Who am I? Who am I? And everything went black.
And restarted. Maybe?
This is the story of a woman named Mariella.
Wait, what?
Mariella woke up on a day like any other. She arose, got dressed, gathered her belongings, and walked to her place of work. But on this particular day, her walk was interrupted by the body of a man who had stumbled through town talking and screaming to himself, and then collapsed dead on the sidewalk.
Okay.
And although she would soon turn to go call for an ambulance, for just a few brief moments she considered the strange man. He was obviously crazy. This much she knew. Everyone knows what crazy people look like.
Yeah.
And in that moment, she thought to herself how lucky she was to be normal. I am sane. I am in control of my mind. I know what is real and what isn't. It was comforting to think this, and in a certain way, seeing this man made her feel better. But then she remembered the meeting she had scheduled for that day, the very important people whose impressions of her would affect her career, and by extension, the rest of her life. She had no time for this, so it was only a moment that she stood there, staring down at the body. And then she turned and ran.
Nobody called 911? Dead guy on the sidewalk, nobody calls 911?
The meeting room, yes, that's where everyone would be. Stanley just needed to get to the meeting room, and from then on, he would never be alone ever again. When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors,
No, we're not going to
he
the left
entered
door again. We're
This
going
was
this
not
way.
the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to
No.
admire it.
Maybe we do.
The lounge was sublime, a work of art. What was it
have
about
the
this
notepad.
room that called so deeply
Jump out the
and
window?
so personally to Stanley? Its grace,
Ooh,
its subtle
coffee.
charm? No. Stanley, but eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left.
Alright, fuck it.
And so he detoured through the maintenance section, walked straight ahead to the opposite door,
Alright, we'll do
and
that.
got
We'll
back
do
on
that.
track.
We'll do that. Because we gotta go back up to the boss's office.
Yet there was
Ta-da!
not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of
Tips
disbelief,
for not getting fired.
Stanley
Talk less.
decided to go up to his
Do
boss's office, hoping
unbelievably-
he might find an answer there.
Assholes. Let it ball up inside you. Take it out passively aggressively on coworkers. Resent coworkers for not resenting you more. Round and round the merry-go-round. Alright, we know better than to go
Coming
down.
to a
Let's go
staircase,
up.
Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
Yes. We're gonna go put in the code. Mail. Nope. That's not mail.
Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life.
Don't remember it from
What
last
could
time
it
we did this.
mean? Stanley wondered aloud to nobody. He began wildly tearing through papers on the boss's desk, pulling books off the shelf, looking behind paintings, desperate for clues to his
Oops.
situation. But his attention was caught by a keypad
There we go.
behind the boss's desk. What could
Since
its
I accidentally
purpose
put in a
be?
number.
In fact, this keypad guarded the terrible secret that lay buried below his feet. And so the boss had assigned... Stanley was in such a rush to get through the story as quickly as possible, he didn't even have a single minute to just let the narrator talk. That kind of anxiety isn't healthy, so he relaxed for a few moments with some calming New Age music.
Oh, no, 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 no! Mute the game. I can't mute the game. Volume all the way down. No music. YouTube's rules, not mine.
Feeling soothed and rejuvenated,
Okay.
Stanley calmly walked forward into the opened passageway.
I don't know how we didn't just fall. Oh, okay. I was like, how did we not just fall through the floor there? Alright, go push the button again. Yay! Button! That shadow looks freaky. And... Dun, dun, dun.
Stanley walked straight ahead through the large door that read Mind Control Facility.
No,
Although
I
this
did that
passageway
once.
had the word escape written on it, the truth was that at the end of this hall, Stanley would meet his violent death.
Well, how do I know that? I haven't tried it yet. There
The
is no
door
end to
behind
this
him was
hall.
not shut. Stanley still had every opportunity to turn around and get back on track.
No.
At this point, Stanley was making a conscious, concerted effort to walk forward and willingly confront
God.
his death.
How do I know it's my death? Okay, it's my death. I had to find out, though. Can't not find out. May have been the exit. That may have been the end of it all. Oh. 'Tis not.
As the machine whirred into motion and Stanley was inched closer and closer to his demise, he reflected that his life had been of no consequence whatsoever. Stanley can't see the bigger picture. He doesn't know the real story, trapped forever in his narrow vision of what this world is. Perhaps his death was of no great loss, like plucking the eyeballs from a blind man. So he resigned and willingly accepted this violent end to his brief and shallow life. Farewell, Stanley.
Wee. Wait,
Farewell, Stanley, cried the narrator, as Stanley was led helplessly into the enormous metal jaws. In a single visceral instant, Stanley was obliterated as the machine crushed every bone in his body, killing him instantly.
Ha ha!
And yet it would be just a few minutes before Stanley would restart the game,
No!
back in his office, as alive as ever. What exactly did the narrator think he was going to accomplish?
Where are we?
When every path you can walk has been created for you long in advance, death becomes meaningless, making life the same. Do you see now? Do you see that Stanley was already dead from the moment he hit start?
Hey, we found credits. I'm gonna go this way. I'm so confused again. What is this? There's a bicycle. I want to ride my bicycle. Okay. I'm so confused here. What is all of this? Option number 1, option number 2, option number 3, option number 4. There's a vent. Wait, what? Can I pull these? Aww. Of course not. Can I get out of here? Exit. Let me out, let me out.
Oh, look at these two. How they wish to destroy one another. How they wish to control one another. How they both wish to be free. Can you see? Can you see how much they need one another?
No.
No, perhaps not. Sometimes these things cannot be seen. But listen to me. You can still save these two. You can stop the program before they both fail. Push escape and press quit. There's no other way to beat this game. As long as you move forward, you'll be walking someone else's path. Stop now and it'll be your only true choice. Whatever you do, choose it. Don't let time choose for you. Don't let time...
We got murdered. Alright guys, don't forget to sub, follow, like, Twitch, Twitter, Facebook, all of that fun stuff. We will be back with more of this at some point. So have a great whatever it is, wherever you are, and we'll catch you next time.